Welcome back to another video where we're going to be discussing the Internet Computer Protocol, the Internet Computer, which is changing the world through their technology and also their AI capabilities on chain, the first truly decentralized network that not only has AI capabilities, but these AI capabilities are fully live on the blockchain right now, and they are continuing to enhance this ecosystem and technology. And this brings us to today's topic, ICP Ninja. Now, in the previous video, we did, I think it was called ICP Launches Ninja, or the launch of ICP Ninja, something like that. But in that video, we went through part one of what ICP Ninja is, how it's going to affect the ecosystem of Internet Computer, and why this technology is so important. In today's video, we're going to be going through part two, enhancing ICP dApp development using Internet Computer Ninja and AI. And make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. That way you never miss a new video. We upload as much as possible to bring you the latest happening in the financial world. And also do me a favor, give the video a free thumbs up, and let's get into it. So if you guys are, like I said, if you're not aware of what ICP Ninja is, go to my video from the previous video, a few videos back, where we go through what ICP Ninja is specifically. But it's a web-based development environment designed to make developing and deploying dApps for Internet Computer Protocol fun, fast, and educational. Simply choose from a selection of example projects or start a new one, then start building on a dApp directly into the web browser. Here are some new features on ICP Ninja as part of this column milestone. This includes developer productivity enhancements like canister or smart contract logging. Live project compilation logs and brand new code editor provide tools for developers to be more productive in an environment that looks and feels like other popular IDEs. They also have an AI learning assistant. And we're going to be going a little bit deeper into this in just a minute. Specifically trained on Internet Computer Protocol documentation and developer resources, the AI learning assistant can answer questions about ICP, explain smart contract code, or even fix and modify the code. They also talk about project sharing and exporting projects, along with logging in with Internet Identity or GitHub to save projects. So what is the ICP Learning Assistant? ICP Ninja features a new ICP AI learning assistant that does more than just answer a question and provide links to resources for further reading. It's a personal coding assistant. You can ask it to help modify, fix, or explain code snippets. You can even prompt it to improve your code, ensuring that your project is optimized and meets best practices. And this goes into what Dominic, the founder of Dfinity and chief scientist over at Internet Computer, has said about the self-writing internet, right? Allowing AI to actually write the code for you, and not only write the code, but also identify any issues with the code to go and modify and correct. So this is a counter dApp example. We're not going to go through all of that here. But you can also ask ICP Ninja to explain the code. Simply right-click on the code you like AI to interact with, then select Ask AI to Explain. For the code example above, the AI will return this explanation. So you can see this is the actual code. And then the explanation for the code is the code defines an actor named Counter. In Motoko, actors are used to create services that can be deployed on Internet Computer actors. 2, it declares a stable var counter of 0. The stable keyword is crucial here as it ensures that the counter variable value persists across canister upgrades. This is an example of Motoko's orthogonal persistence feature, stable variables. The actor defines 3 public functions. One is get, one is set, and one is inc. Get, this is a query function that returns the current value of the counter. It's marked as a public query, which means it can be called from outside the actor and is optimized for fast reads, query, and update calls. 2, the set function. This function sets the counter to a specified value n. It's a public update function, meaning it can it can modify the actor's state. And then the inc function is incremental the counter by 1, or this function increments the counter by 1. It's also a public update function. And so this example not only breaks down the code structure and functions, it provides links to important resources that can be referenced to learn more. It also highlights key features demonstrated by the code, including orthogonal persistence, stable variables, and query and update calls. Fixing the code. Now, with ICP Ninja, if your code has an error such as it doesn't define an actor, the AI can be prompted to fix the code by selecting Ask AI and then Fix. This AI will return a fixed version that compiles properly and then explains the changes. We're not going to go through this. You can pause if you want to read through this on the screen. And by the way, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. We upload a lot on this channel to bring you the latest happening in the financial world. We talk about internet computer a lot on this channel. We do a lot of deep dives into technology, into price predictions, and also kind of just overall sentiment, not just with internet computer, but with the overall crypto ecosystem. Moving right along, improving the code. You can also ask AI in ICP Ninja to improve the code. It will revise the code to adhere to best practices and apply any applicable optimizations. Optimizations may include changes like using query calls in place of update calls to optimize speed and cost, or condensing several functions into one that makes the code more efficient. Basically like a Doge department directly in ICP's AI. So anyway, for the counter example shown above, the AI suggested these improvements when prompted with the option Ask AI Improve. Now, modifying the code. Lastly, you can use ICP Ninja and ask the AI learning assistant to modify the code. Select AI Modify, and then input the prompt specifying how you'd like the code to be changed. For example, you can ask the AI revise the code so the initial value starts at 100, increment the counter by 10, and the AI will return that correct revised code as seen below. So overall, this is just portions of the technology that ICP Ninja is releasing. The AI Learning Assistant isn't the only application of AI on ICP Ninja. The platform now features a new example project, an AI chatbot. Using an OLAMA model, this example provides a starting point for you to customize and create your own AI application. You can customize the bot's name and icon, or program the bot to have specified responses to certain prompts. Like mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the finest of them all? Anyway, it doesn't really say that, by the way, if you're just listening. This example project demonstrates decentralized AI, also known as DAI, on ICP. Canister smart contracts can interact directly with the language learning models running either on-chain or off-chain. AI applications hosted on ICP are tamper-proof, verifiable, and unstoppable. Other examples of AI deployed on-chain include a facial recognition sample and an image classification example. And so basically, this is part 2 of this whole ICP Ninja series. We're at the column milestone. I don't know what that means, but it's basically the milestone where we're talking about the release of this technology. And again, Internet Computer is the only blockchain, the only crypto network out here that not only says what they're doing in AI, but is actually deploying AI technologies on chain live right now. And this, again, it's not my largest holding by far in my portfolio, but I do believe that Internet Computer is way beyond, from a technological standpoint, all these other chains out here. And not only that, Dominic, just this past month, the Dfinity founder and chief scientist of the Internet Computer, said that secure on-chain user interface would have prevented the Bybit hack, basically alluding to utilize Internet Computer Protocol. Anyway, Dominic recently told Cointelegraph that applications should be fully on-chain to prevent the user interface compromise seen in a recent $1.5 billion Bybit hack. According to Dominic, most decentralized applications and blockchain projects currently feature on-chain tokenomics but rely on centralized web platforms, such as Amazon Web Service, for their infrastructure. This makes these applications and projects vulnerable to centralized security breaches. The Dfinity founder told Cointelegraph, quote, "The whole point of running software on the blockchain is it guarantees that the written logic will run against the correct on-chain data, and you don't get those guarantees with traditional information technology." He continued, saying, as an industry, we've lost our way. We started calling things on chain, which are built on Amazon Web Services, because they got an associated token. Whoa, shots fired from Dominic. Now, what he's saying is true. You guys have to remember a lot of proof of stake chains, including many of your favorite out here, utilize Amazon Web Services or other kind of cloud computing platforms for their staking mechanisms, for their processing mechanisms. And the difference between that and what Internet Computer is building effectively, I mean, we've heard it from Dominic, they're trying to build the world computer, right? These are nodes set up around the world that can host smart contract smart contracts, which can be programmed for AI, for data storage, for payment processing, transactions, stuff like that. And this is very different than these centralized servers that have single points of failure and are also subject to breaches. We haven't seen it just yet with the proof of stake ecosystems, but because most of the ecosystems out in blockchain are proof of stake, and most of them have the capabilities to run on these cloud infrastructure providers, there's a huge potential that we will see exploits or hacks or issues as we move forward from those. But Dominic, the founder of Dfinity, said that any code updates to a project or platform should be updated via decentralized autonomous organizations or DAOs and subject to community review rather than a single developer pushing code. So he turned his attention to the financial impacts of this hack on the markets. Now, obviously, we haven't seen major impacts in the medium term, but typically there are more medium term negative effects on the market after hacks. And I don't know that we've seen that just yet. Dominic Williams said that the state-sponsored hack is adept to money laundering and that this money would be siphoned from the crypto markets into other sectors of the economy, never to be seen again. From my understanding, all of the money from the hack has already been converted into Bitcoin. From my understanding, what I've read in reports, this is ultimately one of the reasons that prices were crashing last month and maybe continue to crash, right? And so what is the solution to all of this? Well, Dominic is saying that the Internet Computer can host entire applications on chain through smart contracts to ensure data integrity even during upgrades. Because the difference is when you have the user interface is a separate system that is a centralized system, you can compromise it. I mean, we don't know that this is exactly what happened with Bybit, but I think the initial reports were that the interface that asked them to sign the transaction was compromised, and that was the third party. So that was the single point of failure effectively for the security of their entire system, which is unbelievable. But again, as time goes on, these systems will become more secure and probably have more security systems in place, like more signers or whatever, to make sure that these large withdrawals, especially from cold storage, are locked in and not hackable. But according to Dominic, Internet Computer is the blockchain for that kind of technology. I know that Internet Computer is the chain and network for AI technology. As far as all of this other stuff, I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to take Dominic's word for it. But I really want to know what your thoughts are on all this AI tech stuff that's coming out, all these blockchains that are promising the world and saying we're going to do this with AI, we're going to do this with AI, and they literally have no product. There's no product. Meanwhile, AI on ICP. And by the way, I just did a video the other day on Onic AI, and you guys let me know. Onic AI was ON. It's on ICAI, Onic AI, on Internet Computer AI. I completely missed that. A lot of you guys were commenting that. I was like, wow, how did I miss that? But listen, they've been working very hard over the last few years to develop this technology and get it deployed. Is it in its early stages? Yeah, I mean, I would love to see more advanced features be able to be released. And not only that, but see actual companies adopting this technology, right? Internet Computer Dfinity, they need to be able to monetize what they're doing, right? They need to be able to sell this technology to large corporations that need to use this technology to help them, guide their organization and figure out how they're going to get to their financial and growth goals. So yeah, they have to be able to monetize it. This is the big issue in in AI outside of crypto is there's no way to monetize. There's no way to actually make money off this AI just yet, because most of the money that they are making from selling licenses to the product like ChatGPT or whatever, it's literally just going back into payrolls to hire people to, perfect the technology. And not only that, the infrastructure for the servers and the bandwidth to actually, run this AI compute data. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see kind of whether we see more AI on chain, whether we see the expansion of AI cryptos, or whether this all goes back to, centralized companies outside of the blockchain and cryptography space. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on ICP Ninja. When ICP Ninja Part 3 comes out, we'll definitely be going over it right here on the channel. So make sure you guys are subscribed, hit that thumbs up button. I'll see you guys when I see you. Crypto on.